The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades.
We published a video in early February 2025 where we spoke to an election judge on their experience on the ground, managing voting booths and excited voters. We also dissected the spending, messaging, and rollout of the 2024 campaigns across the board. We will review these insights and add new takes as the final pivot to look ahead to the upcoming 2026 and 2028 elections. And that means that we are going to break down the 3 biggest takeaways from that 2024 election video and then speak to those insights laddering up into the 2026 and 2028 elections. Key highlight number 1, money in politics. It's no secret, money and politics go hand in hand. The recent Wisconsin Supreme Court election on April 1st, 2025 demonstrates this, as it is being called the most expensive judicial election ever, as estimates put the cost and spend of the campaign at $104.5 million, boosted by dark money political action funds. That is 41% of Jared Allen's guaranteed money in his new contract with the Buffalo Bills, and that's over 6 years for him. So this judicial race in Wisconsin costs double Jared Allen's yearly salary, and it was only one election. Where is the FEC when you need them? In our 2024 elections analysis video, we made 2 key points about money in politics. Point 1, the election campaign industry is huge. In 2024 alone, it amounted to $11 billion spent, about the size of the NBA, which makes $10 billion in revenue annually, or 7.3 times the amount Broadway musicals make annually as well. All that money pays for staff, merchandise, ads, renting venues, equipment, transport, and more, and they say we need to cut government spending. Point 2 is that voter turnout is the deciding key performance indicator in relation to the size of this industry, as the election judge alluded to in our interview.
I was so shocked at the primary, the Maryland primary. The turnout was so low, and I tell people, this is a Senate race.
Turnout is generally low for non-presidential election campaigns, but with all the money pouring in from the likes of Elon and super PACs, clearly increasing local participation to influence local political agendas is what is so valuable to both sides. Since 2020, voter turnout is averaging higher than previous decades, and that is no coincidence. The question is, if we have so much money to spend on electing people, where is the money being spent that can actually measurably improve the average citizen's life? Key highlight number 2, messaging. Referencing our 2024 elections video, there was a section where we spoke to the idea of packaging your message so that it can have maximum impact and, in result, carry momentum forward in interest and buzz to your cause. The scenario we discussed was how in October 2024, Kamala Harris held rallies and events in Las Vegas, Nevada, the major city in a key swing state. The problem was, she did a town hall and a city tour in early October, but the crown jewel marketing moment for her in Vegas was being the first person to have an ad on the new Las Vegas Sphere, which happened 20 days later after she left. The full recommendation was to combine the Las Vegas trip into a week-long rally full of events, such as appearances at a Vegas sporting event or working at a casino, among other stunts. And at the end of that week, the Las Vegas Sphere moment would tie it all together, a packaged uniform message that could have been an easy media win if combined with messaging that addresses key issues for local voters, all while still approaching the common person where they are. We can't forget that a key moment for Trump was the working at McDonald's marketing stunt, which combined with his messaging about making policies to help the working class was very effective. Another key messaging moment that we also touched on in our 2024 election video was how at the start of the Harris campaign, she should have had someone create a bubble chart of the largest concerns facing the American public and create a 5 to 10 minute honest video addressing each concern head on. Then that video could be cut into a bunch of different ad placements and put everywhere the first 30 days of the campaign as a statement piece of intent and positioning as a leader who takes problems and concerns head on. Key highlight number 3, entitlement. In a TikTok video posted to our channel in November 2024, we discussed the idea of a local partner program for election campaigns, where a candidate running for a superior office, such as presidential, Senate, House, or governor, would partner with a local rep on a quality of life improvement campaign that can be messaged nationally, if relevant, but also speak to local efforts to make citizen lives better. That leads us to the theme, entitlement. What are we as citizens entitled to from our elected leaders, if you live in a place with free elections anyway? Some would say nice roads, decent schools, services like garbage cleanup, and clean drinking water. Others may say economic access, transportation, or affordable housing, or even healthcare. We pay taxes. What are we getting out of that? In a future series called Getting Local, we want to spotlight things that are of interest to a wider audience that are happening or are affecting a specific location. We out here trying to be like Peter Santinello. Regardless of influence, we want to focus on something that I believe many in the USA have frustration around: sidewalks. Bold statement: the USA has poor sidewalk infrastructure when compared to the relative wealth and municipality budgets available to solve the problem. Sidewalks in American cities, and if they even exist in rural areas, are either too narrow, too old, or end way too soon. I have personal ties to Prince George's County, Maryland, right outside the nation's capital, and that county is an example of underinvestment in sidewalk infrastructure considering the relative wealth and purchasing power of the area. There are entire neighborhoods, parks, schools, and fire stations without sidewalk infrastructure. So to that end, a coming video will explore this topic and how local leaders can help with this. Perspective Reports wants to understand what the people are entitled to and the strategy to get those outcomes. At Perspective Reports, our official position on politics is informed neutrality. We aim to represent diverse opinions and views to create a more informed world. This space serves as a neutral platform for those seeking nuance and insight. Looking ahead to the 2026 and 2028 election cycles, the candidates that employ these strategies will have a better chance at winning because they will have more effective and direct messaging that will actually address the concerns of the American people. Regardless, Perspective Reports will be following along and updating these strategies as these elections come closer. Alrighty then, with all that being said, I want to end with a line from our interview with Carol, an election judge.
For the next 4 years, to really cultivate and develop a sense of hope and optimism, and that we can keep our eyes open and keep them in check. Because again, as long as we decide to tune out and put our head in the sand, they're going to run amok.
Wise words from Carol to play us out. Coming up next on the Way Too Late analysis is net neutrality.
Perspective Reports.